Still Negro, homie.
Because we think that there's a big disparity in the numbers of cheating. It's not. I look at CNN, they had a survey, who cheat more, men or women? You know what they said, men, 70%. Straight bullshit. We both cheat the same. Men just get caught more. Because our team is weak. You know that, right? Our team is weak. Women team is tight. Like they had a huddle before it happened. You can't catch them. Our team is weak. You want to catch a man cheating? Easy. Call his best friend. Yeah, because this ninja ain't ready. He gonna give up too much information. He ain't ready. You call him. Hello? You seen T? Nah. I ain't seen T all week. All week? Really? That's funny. He said y'all was going bowling. I'm like, bowling? I never go bowling. Thank you, idiot. Click. You busted, my man. Try to catch a girl with the same technique. Never work. The team is tight. Oh, yeah, like these chicks had a huddle before it happened. Her best friend ready for this call. This bitch like a surgeon on call. They ain't even been speaking for 6 months. Don't matter. She waiting on this call. Hello? You seen Teresa? Oh, yeah, hold on. We playing cards. She right here. Click. Hang up on your ass. Call Teresa. He looking for you, bitch. Teresa called you back before you could click over. What? I'm playing cards. You feel bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Call me when you get a minute. Because their team is tight. Women are a little smarter than that.
So what's
what
good,
up,
man?
though?
How you doing?
Man, listen, man, I'm fantastic, brother. I can't even complain, can't call it. I'm in the lab working hard. That's all, getting ready to do this little Texas run with y'all, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York right now. About to dip out, I got to go to Georgia. I got to go to St. Louis, and then I'm at by Thursday, I'll be heading over Houston. We got Houston, Austin, and San Antonio.
Everywhere. So how much do you travel? Like, talking to comedians, y'all motherfuckers is always on the road. That's how you get paid. Like, how is that life?
Well, the road life is any form of entertainment. The real consistent money and the bucks is on the road. So when you see people on the road, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, people always like, oh, you don't want to do more movies, you don't want to do the radio, you don't want to drop an album, because that's the peanuts of the game. That's the setup for the money. Once you set it up, you got to go get your money. You set it up, you put the ducks in a row, then you go collect from the ducks in a row. But if you just keep putting ducks in a row and ducks in a row, ducks in a row, you damn near that's equivalent to minimum wage. You know what I mean? You gotta, everything's promotion. Everything is that next thing. Okay, I'm a manager today. Can I be the supervisor? Can I be the CEO? Can I be the president? You know what I mean? You know, the dog heard me. You heard him? He don't like that shit.
That's a big ass dog. That ain't no little chihuahua. I heard it. Nigga, whole pit bull.
That's a cane corso. That's a horse.
What kind of dog you got?
Cane corso.
Yeah, just say that.
What the hell is that?
That's what everybody getting now, man. Nobody fucking.
That's like a bigger. Yeah, it's like the big bull mastiff family. You know what I mean? They beautiful dogs though, but they big, 150 pounds. You know what I mean? Like heavy duty. Like he's staring at me.
Raw meat diet?
No, I don't mess with that because it's too much. The same thing that could go wrong with you could go wrong with a dog.
Right.
So when you feeding a dog, I tell people all the time, like, you got a big dog, then you got to kind of regulate how you feed them. You don't go ham and feed them like a little dog 3 times a day, 2 times. 1 big meal a day. You give them enough to feed them, keep them full, and they can work it off. And, you know, give them treats in between and rawhides. But all that crazy meal, you're just going to make him dumb heavier than that he's supposed to be.
That's crazy.
Yeah, lifespan
got one. We was just at the store. He bought all this raw chicken for him, man.
Yeah, a lot of people like to cook the chicken and all that. See, first of all, That's some deep shit in the cell. I don't even believe ain't no such thing as chicken no more. We ran out of chicken in '99, my dude.
What we eating then?
That clone genetic shit. That clone genetic. You forgot that when they first learned to clone, the first thing they cloned was a chicken.
Listen, you gotta stay out of church's chicken, bro. Don't eat that shit.
I'm telling you, bro, ain't no more chicken. Unless you go to an island where somebody's growing and raising their own chickens, this chicken you eating ain't no chicken.
So you don't eat chicken no more?
Hell no. No bird, no meat, man.
Really?
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, let that go. First, the meat 15, 20 years ago, the meat was real bad for the body, for the human body. All the chemicals and preservatives, was killing us, man. You know what I mean? That's why you see dudes dying earlier now. That's why high blood pressure, all that's kicking in. So what happened is over the years, like I said, you ran out of real natural chicken, and now you're shooting the chicken meat out, the clone meat, with the same genetic and preservatives that you did the meat. So the fowl, which is the bird, does surpass the badness of the meat. Meat is now better than the bird, which was never like that.
Never like that. Makes sense.
It was never like that before.
What your refrigerator look like then?
In that fridge, you got a lot of Heinekens. Heineken ain't never killed nobody. You got my tequila. I got tequila everywhere I go. That's the new vaccine. The real vaccine is tequila, bro. You know what I mean?
A lot of liquids, okay.
So you know what I mean? You see this right here? See that talent? Got my own tequila, man. I don't play around all year round. That's a water bottle, but like the Heineken style. But it's my name. They say don't take it personal. It's just comedy talent. Boom.
There you go.
So yeah, man, so my fridge got a bunch of waters, bunch of Heineken corn liquor from down south. My people supply that.
Where you from?
I'm from right here, New York, Mount Vernon, New York. Money earning Mount Vernon, we call it.
Oh,
I'm right
Mount
here.
Vernon. That's like New York upstate shit, or is that like New York borough type stuff?
It's right outside the borough. Like we're not quite upstate. Like we only 10 minutes. Like in 5 minutes, I could be across the borderline. I'm 5 minutes on the line of the Bronx. So you got the Bronx. You jump across the street, you in Mount Vernon. Now, when you talk about upstate, you talking once you start going Albany and up.
Yeah.
Now you upstate. Albany, Syracuse, Binghamton, Rochester, Buffalo. That's upstate.
So how they feel about you though? Like in San Antonio, you from the city, you from like Converse, like another area.
Right.
You really ain't New York. You kind of like on the line. How they feel about that?
Oh no. The city dudes respect us because of hip hop. You gotta understand something. Mount Vernon, like I said, I call it Mount Vernon. Money under Mount Vernon. We the only town or city that got a championship ring in every sport. We got a championship ring in every sport, from boxing to tennis to NBA to baseball to football. We Denzel coming out of here. Heavy D come out of here. P Rock, CL Smooth, I'll Be Sure, Jeff Red. Everybody come out of here. Mount Vernon D. You know what I mean? We got
that Denzel.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like the kid that just got traded to where they took him at Brooklyn Nets. Just got Drummond from Mount Vernon. Leon from the Five Heartbeats. Sopranos. You know what I mean? Wrestling. Lou Albano. Like there's so many Mount Vernon cats. Cats that played with Jordan. Cats that's playing now. We everywhere. So it's a small 4 square mile town, but we Heavy D. You know what I mean? Heavy D wore it on the sleeve. So hip hop love Heavy D. So hip hop love the front.
That's what's up. Shit, like Denzel. So I know Denzel was a New York dude.
Yeah. Not New York dude, Mount Vernon, New York dude.
My bad.
Get it right.
You know what I mean? Get it right. You just kicked me out the city. Give me my shit.
Yeah.
He just kicked me out the city and then don't want to give me Denzel. Oh, I ain't no Denzel. Yeah, man.
I'm on the subway right now. My bad, B. Man, so with damn, I was gonna say something. How is it out there? Like, I've been in New York.
Right.
New York is cool. Y'all ain't really as tough and as mean as they portray. I was on the subway just talking to people, and they was talking back, had conversations and shit. And it's dirty as fuck though. New York is very dirty.
Well, it depends on where you at.
I was Manhattan area.
Yeah, see, it depends on where you at and you hanging. It's some dirty ass hellholes and there's some dope pretty ass shit too. Like where I live at, man, me and you go in the backyard right now and get a couple of chipmunks. You know what I mean? Grab a couple of wild squirrels, chipmunks, raccoon, possum. So depend on where you at. You know, if you're in the concrete jungle, you know, that's one thing I love about New York. I say New York is the convenience capital of the world.
Yeah.
And we everything we need to be when we need to be it. So if you need to be a gentleman because you like Shorty and you trying to back up on that chick, you'll see some gentlemen. You know what I mean? And Shorty say, get out of here, you stink breath, motherfucker. And you see him flip out, now he need to be that nigga. You know what I mean? So we everything we need to be when we need to be it, but everything's here. When I tell you everything, from the prettiest to the ugliest.
Yeah. We call so everybody that's listening, this is a socially responsible podcast. We wrapping it up with we talking to talent, man. And it's crazy because as we got this interview, I remember you. Like, you've been in the business for quite some time.
Oh yeah. I just hit 30 years. 30 years old now.
What's your tagline, man? My
tagline is don't take none of it personal. It's just comedy.
It's just comedy.
You know what I mean? That's why that's on everything, all my merch, everything I do. It's just comedy, man. Got the hats, got the t-shirts, the hoodies, the coffee mugs, the beer bottles, the beer mug. I got everything from shot glasses. Everything is just comedy.
Where did it come from? What happened to where you said it and you was like, you know, that's me. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm glad you asked that because this is a borderline Texas story.
Already.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're familiar with my homie, Derek Ellis out of Dallas, Texas. So back in 90, this got to be about 93. I want to say 93, you know, we knew on the scene. And we get called, tapped in to film an episode of Showtime at the Apollo. Everybody know how rough the Apollo is, right?
Yeah.
So this is in the height of the roughness where they'll boo your mom. They'll boo Jesus if you got on the wrong sandal. You know what I mean? So we get called to do the show. So we get to the show. I never forget the lineup. I'm looking at the runner show on the paper on the wall, and it says Derek Ellis. Then it says MC Light, and then it says talent. That's the order we're supposed to go in. We're filming now. This TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to. Pardon my French. I'm ready to shit my pants. That's how nervous I am. But I keep telling myself, I'm hyping myself by saying, yo, T, I said, you going after MC Light. They're going to love MC Light. They're going to be happy she performed, put them in a good mood. So you got them. They're going to be in a good mood. Just get them. So Derek Ellis, they introduced Derek Ellis. Like I said, my man from Dallas, Texas, he go out. And right away they boo him, right? So the producers run out there like, yo. No. He's a guest. You can't boo him. He's not part of the amateur night. You know, he's a guest to perform, right? So everybody's listening to the producers like they're going to listen like, all right. So they said, we're going to try this again, roll the cameras again. We're going to reintroduce him. Man, they booed this nigga a second time, right? So now I'm like, yo, this is a hostile crowd. This ain't going to go. But then I keep telling myself, they're going to feel good once they see MC Light. You got them. They're going to be in a good mood. So I'm standing right there on the side of the stage. The dude with the headset, like, he calls up to the dressing room. All right, we ready for MC Light? Take the stage. And they hit back. I can hear it through the speaker. It was like, MC Light need about 15, 20 more minutes of makeup. Throw the talent nigga out. I'm like, no. No, right after the double boo. I'm like, yo. So now I'm super nervous. I'm like, I done came this way and I'm put 2-3 years in just to get booed in Apollo. I'm like, I got to come up with something to separate myself from what just happened. Because they just booed him twice. So I go out there and my voice is all shaky and everything and I'm nervous as hell. And I just said, like, top of my head, so, yo, you know, let me be clear. I ain't but one simple rule when I do my shit. You know what I mean? I said, don't take none of it personal. It's just comedy. And they giggle. And when they giggle, I knew I had an in. And I went in, I did my little 7-minute set, boom, stood them up, and I got the hell out of there. Well, I got the hell out of the stage. I sat back out in the back for another hour, you know, trying not to shit them. I was still scared. Even though I just got a standing ovation, I couldn't shake it. I couldn't enjoy it. Because I was still, the nerves were still overcoming, like, my whole being. So I just sat on the back stoop. That was when R&B singer Joe was just coming out. He was performing next. So they were back there rehearsing. They stopped rehearsing and come over and say, yo, you're a funny dude, man. I was like, I couldn't even capture that moment. I'm speaking to Joe. I'm bumping this shit in the car. Like, I couldn't even enjoy that. I was just overwhelmed for another 2 hours before I realized and let it sit in what had happened. That I had a great set.
With your boy Derek.
Well, me and Derek, I would see Derek, you know, like at least once, twice a year, you know, doing our thing on the road. But then I really seen him. We taped Def Jam together a few years later together in LA, and we laughed at that, you know, that whole shit.
He stuck with it.
Oh yeah, he's still doing his thing. It's funny too. He's, you know, sometimes like that's the funny thing about what we do. Sometimes it ain't even about how good or bad you are. It's just about the circumstances. Sometimes, you know what I mean. You could be a funny dude, but they didn't get to hear that you was a funny dude. Because for me, at least on the second time he went back out, when they brought him out the second time, the problem was he opened up, you know, the verbiage he chose to use as opening to icebreaking. New York they wasn't going with that shit. Like he said, I remember the second time he went out there, he was like, yeah, black girls got big butts. They was like, boo.
Lame ass nigga.
I'm like, damn, bro, we got all the little, we got the native tongue and the conscious people out right now. You can't just say, you can't demean the sister to the big butt, bro. You gotta work your way to the big butt.
You can't just start there. How's the vibe out there on the Apollo? It seems real like on TV. I mean,
He looks scary.
That
shit is scary, man.
It seemed very like real, but it seems very commercial. Like the booze ain't really booze. That buddy come out, Sandman come out and yank your thing off.
Well, that's just the entertainment side. That's the added entertainment, but it's real. And then certain eras were more real than others. Like over the years, they did do a lot of taming of the audience. Like for example, like take when Monique was hosting it, right? Yeah. When Monique was hosting Apollo, she tried to give it her own vibe, and she kind of ended up taming a little bit because the crowd was so used to booing, and remember she turned into like womp womp. She was like, no, we're gonna womp womp. So in that segment of time that it took to retrain the audience, because they was just used to what they do. So now, out of respect to her, they were trying to learn her thing and catch with her. So the show was a little more tame and less violent during her time to me.
Okay. So
you know what I mean?
But that vibe is real though. When you get booed, it's like
that boo shit hurt, man. That boo shit like a 9mm. That womp womp is like a spanking. But that boo. That boo is like niggas licking shots, you know, niggas trying to get behind a Hummer or something.
Man, we had that story is kind of like, so I'm a big Def Comedy Jam dude. Like, okay. If I have to sit here and think, that is my introduction into comedy.
Yeah, a lot of us.
I'm 39, so I was born in 82. So like I was that dude. We had that little on the top of the cable. That's how we had a cable box. And that's why I was watching it. I ain't supposed to be watching that shit. We ain't have DVRs. We ain't had on demand. So I'm watching it on volume before my mama asleep late at night shit. But like you're nostalgic to me. We talked to Shane. Y'all are like, it's like surreal for me because like y'all are people I grew up watching and I'm sitting here 39 years old chopping it up with you. So I see all that to say I appreciate you.
No doubt. Appreciate that, bro.
Like I said to Shane and everybody else, man, after I said it, I'm gonna get off your dick. I'm off. I'm done. I just want to give you a flower real quick. I'm off, bro.
No, Shane, shout out to Shane. Shane's a real one. You know, no, and it's a pleasure when you bring up names like Shane. You draw my memory of a lot of people. As now we appreciate more the people and who they are than we did while we was doing it in the moment. You know what I mean? When you in this thing, it's so competitive. It's easy to not enjoy some of the moments till after the fact. And you know, now one of the things that stand out to me, I always was a dude on this, but I really super appreciate it these days is like, as I make these turns around the world again, is when I come around my comrades, the real ones. So as I circle back around and be in this city with these real ones or this city with these real, I really appreciate the time now because, you know, we done fought the battle. You know what I mean? We done put the legwork in. We done wore the cleats. So now it's supposed to be kind of a little bit automatic. You know what I mean? Like a car got cruise control.
Yeah.
We should be in cruise control right now.
Join it.
That's what I was telling him. I'm a little older than him. I'll never say my age though. So I was there, I was like, finna do talent. They was like, who? I was like, yeah, I remember your mama. I was like, he was on your mama. They was like, what? I was like, bro, it was a goddamn show about snaps like this.
Snaps.
And
Snaps.
I remember it. I'm like, man, y'all gotta go YouTube that shit. I can't remember the episode, but I remember you, Monique,
Tracy Morgan.
is it AG White, I think?
AG was on the second one.
Michael Jackson was on there. Yeah.
We did 2 half-hour specials. Shout out to rest in peace to Monterey Ivy, who was one of the brains behind the operation. He was from the Uptown Comedy Club TV show. So he the one that said, you know what, I'm gonna take this snap thing and I'm gonna run with it. And we did about 10 books. We did a couple of albums, and then he got the HBO deal, did 2 half-hour specials. Yeah. So on my joint, it was me, Ricky Smiley, and Monique against Tracy Morgan, Michael Blackson, and comedian Ray Ray, who passed away. Shout out, rest in peace, Ray Ray.
That's the
so that was the first episode.
That was you. Say, let's check this out. I remember that. That's when they had that joke when say your mother's so old, her breast milk is like powder.
That Monique did that.
That was
Monique did that one.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that.
It looked like y'all was like in a barn or some shit.
It was. Yeah, that's how they even had it. I don't know how they found this place. This place was Lower Manhattan, and it had this barn look, and that's what the look he wanted. He said it gave him that ring, battle in the ring look, which it did, and he loved the place. So he said, we're going to do it here. And it was mayhem, man. That was one of the dopest TV tapings that, you know, we had an opportunity to do. And it was crazy, like, because me and my man Will, who you see, Will was on the second episode with AG White and them, but me and my boy Will, we had snappers, like we snapped for real. So we wrote all the snaps for them to everybody. Only dude I think did his own snaps on there was Tracy did his, and you know, Blackson half and half. He did some of his because he was trying to stay in character, the African dude. Yeah. And then we were writing for our team because, you know, Ricky and Mo wasn't really snappers per se. It was, you know, but they were hot comedians taking on this project. So we just jumped in there and helped everybody out by writing all the snaps because we had already wrote about 4 or 5 books. You know what I mean?
Nah, that shit was super dope, man. Like I remember, like I vividly remember that shit, man. Like
no, I remember that Monique, that breast milk.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? What year was that? You remember?
Damn, that got to be again around that same time, around that Apollo time. So that got to be like, I want to say 93, 94.
I know.
It had to be something like that.
I seen it recently on like YouTube, and I know it was before HD because that the quality of that video was trash.
Oh yeah, well you got to real. That was when VHSs is still out, man. Yeah. Like in the '90s, we still had videotapes and cassette decks, what you call it. But you know, if you get the real copy, because it's HBO, they got the high def. But you know, we would get the VHS stuff because they shot it with the high def cams. But Snaps was so dope, bro. That joint took a life of its own. Like I said, we did 2 albums, East Coast and West Coast. And we found out some rappers could snap real good. The late, great Biz Markie was nice. Coolio's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, Heavy D was not, you know, he died before his time. Me and Hev, coming up through high school, that's all we did in woodshop. We snapped on each other like a mug, boy. Sometimes people take it personal. Yeah.
Oh, so you knew Heavy D when he was just regular D, like when he was just before
he was never regular D.
No.
All you can say is I knew Hev when he wasn't signed. He was always Heavy D. My dog at my feet, I named my dog after him. That big ass dog I just showed you, that's Heavy D. But listen what I'm telling you, like, remember I tell you it's a small town. Mount Vernon is 4 square miles. Okay. So we all go to the same high school. And you know, you ain't got no 2, 3 high schools. Mount Vernon got Mount Vernon High School. So depending on your age, you in them 4 years with somebody. So me, when I came in, my first year was Albie Shore's last year, I think.
Okay.
Jeff Red's last year. And then my years were with Pete Rock. CL Smooth used to come from whatever school in the Bronx he was in to hang out in Mount Vernon with us. So, you know, all the cats went to school like that. Denzel, you know, obviously is older than us, so he went to school with my uncles and all them motherfuckers and all that. So, yeah, Mount Vernon, one school, bro.
I bet your yearbook is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's dope. Because we had a lot of shit, man. We had media class. We were shooting videos in high school, bro.
Using the Panasonics.
Big ass.
Yeah, the big handheld.
The big ones. So back to that snap. You think a concept, because that was in the 90s before. Do you think that should have worked 2022?
Nah.
Absolutely. It's been copied 10 times already since, say we did that in 93. It's been copied all the way up into the 2000s. MTV did it, tried 2 versions of it. Fubu Brothers put out a DVD of it, and 2 other stations. Like, people was trying it everywhere.
But right now, right now, 2022, with Karens and
all the sensitive ass people.
Yeah, it don't matter. Like when you play the dozens and you snapping, bro, it's like you can do that shit without. If I take out a 10th of all the shit we wrote, you still got 7, 8 books full of stuff that's good money. And then here's the thing: the people you actually battling, they ain't taking shit personal. So that's what keep the battle fat and tight. You know what I mean? Now, if you're on the outside and you find this shit, it's just like comedy. Don't come to the comedy club if you sensitive Mary. You know, if you crazy Karen, what you doing in here? Because we're going to be talking about some shit. We're going to be saying all the words you don't want to hear. Retarded, midget, nigga, cracker, spit. All them shit's going to be said. So you can't, that's the whole thing about comedy. And this is what I love about over the years is that the actual comedy crowd has definitely gotten more and more educated over the years. You know what I mean? So the sensitive number has dropped significantly. So you used to, back in when I started in 91, from 91 to about 98, 99, you know, you could split a room right down the middle. Yeah. You know what I mean? The people who attend live comedy shows, for the most part, have elevated themselves and graduated to another level of understanding. Whether they agree with you or not in real life, 2 different things. But if they're there for the entertainment value, they'll rock with it. You know what I mean? Don't necessarily mean they stand for whatever that is that made them laugh. You know, you could say a gay joke and say the F word, faggot, or whatever, and they laughing, but do they live like that? Absolutely not. But it was funny. That's the thing about it. That's all you want from the audience. All I want you to do is acknowledge the funny. You ain't got to agree with me. You ain't even got to, you can say after the show, that's dead wrong what you said about them kids in the wheelchair.
But it was funny, though.
Yeah, but it's funny as hell, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's funny, though.
So when you, Def Jam, you watched Def Jam. Well, did you watch it? Of course. So you wasn't just like that, did your thing and walked off. You was a fan of the show as well, right?
Hell yeah. Who wasn't?
So when you said your story, it reminded me of a story Bernie Mac had, rest in peace. And when he was talking about how he went out there and he was like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. That story, when he was like scared of the crowd and he said something out to the crowd to get them on board. And then when he said that, you know what episode I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hit it, DJ. And, you know,
yeah, he did a little dance.
Yeah. And he did that, and that was something that got the crowd on his side to where it was like everything was cool. What is something out of all the episodes you ever seen, like a nostalgic, memorable a set on Def Comedy Jam?
Well, 2 things. One, in Bernie's case, in Bernie's defense, what happened was they had forgot, I don't know if he told the full story, but they forgot, it was new to everybody, right? So there's a lot of things sometimes you forget when something's brand new. They forgot to tell the crowd, you can't boo, because it's New York. So they knew that they had that Apollo mentality. So they forgot to write on a sign or something and saying, yo, we taping, you can't boo. Somebody forgot to do that. So right before Bernie, dude corny as hell, somebody bombed, they booed the shit out of him. So then they came out. They sent somebody to the store, get some magic marker and construction paper. Like, yo, no booing. But the crowd is already where they are mentally, and Bernie's next.
Oh.
So that's why the same way I had to come up with don't take it personal, Bernie had to come up with something for that night to combat, like, okay, they're going to hear my accent. I'm a Chicago-ass nigga. I can't have these New York niggas thinking they're going to just boo me off this stage. Nigga, I'm real. And when he said, I ain't scared of you, motherfucker, right away, that's some New York shit. Niggas like, oh.
Yeah.
So now you buy yourself a second for them to hear what you're saying, and boom, we know the rest is history. Is one of the most famous joints. Now, to me, when we taped an all-star season in LA, there's a comedian friend of mine from Jersey called Cool Bubba Ice. And Cool Bubba, he dresses, you know, a little funny, He'll throw some funny shit on, like his uniform, and you know, he got a real crazy, goofy ass style. He all over the place. And Bubba went up. We up in this big ass theater in the middle of an episode, and they're not feeling him, right? 2-3 minutes in, you don't hear no laughter. One thing about comedy, the bigger the room, it's like a swimming pool. They get the deep end. You're in the deep end. So you don't hear no laughter. He just talking and talking, no laughter. I said, don't tell me this shit is about to happen. And I'm up in a little green room looking down. Sure enough, they start booing the shit out of him, right? But Bubba has this joke. First of all, he does a lot of impressions. So he has this singing joke where he sounds like R&B groups and different rappers. And the joke always kills. But they booing him before he get to the joke. So he didn't stop. He acted like he didn't hear the boos. And he kept going and he got into that music joke. And the music joke was so dope. These niggas forgot they was booing him and gave him a standing ovation.
Oh, shit.
He turned that joint completely all the way around from booing. In the middle of the booing, he just kept going, plowing through that joke. Because he said, well, I hit this joint, I'm going to get him. And when he hit him, he's doing Method Man. He's doing Biggie. He's doing Redman. He's doing every rapper that was hot. He's doing Pop. He got all these dudes in this song with this hook. And he wins the whole theater back over to the point that not only applauding, he said, thank you, good night. And everybody stood up. And he was like so happy because he knew the power of filming and the power of editing. You ain't going to never see the boo part.
Man.
You're just going to see the solidness.
That's crazy. Like thinking about like, you think about like athletes and shit and things they go through, like to sit up on stage and on the mic and everybody booing you, you gotta just persevere through that and just get through your set to try to get him back on. Like I'd have went home, I'd have cried. I'd have been like, man, you gonna cry? I'd have been.
No, I'd have been like, what's up, boy? Now fuck y'all, man. I know I'm funny, nigga. What's up, boy? Fuck y'all, nigga. I know I'm funny, nigga.
That's gotta be hard, man. Like how do you do that? Real talk. Like I know you gotta do it. It's a job. But like to sit there and let people boo you, but I want to go down there and slap shot at everybody, like, ugh.
Because it happened to everybody, right?
Almost everybody. Okay. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Almost everybody. It's just one of those things, man. It's like, I guess it's like a cop, man. You know, he ain't gonna be surprised he gets shot. You know that should go with the job. Yeah. You know, so it's all about how you attack and approach this thing, man. If you eat, sleep, and drink it, and you're constantly putting a plan together and knowing how exactly the possibilities you can get booed or have a bad set. I'm not even saying get booed. Just have a bad night. Like, just a bad set. Because if you sit up there, you could be in front of an audience that don't boo you, but they're just quiet. That's a bad set, too. Yeah. I don't even know which would feel worse because you came to do something and didn't get done. You know what I mean? Like, and you feel like you're just like a loser. Like, you just feel like, where did it go wrong? And you're trying to figure it out. And the best thing you can do to forget about that, believe it or not, is to jump on another stage ASAP. So we got the luxury here in New York City to have 10 opportunities in one night. So if let's say I go to a 7 o'clock show right now and go up there and stink it up and don't like my set and everything, there's about 8 more opportunities that night to find somebody's stage and microphone to get on and try to do good. And if I do good, you always feel like your last show.
Hold on. So you do a show and y'all can just open mic, just jump on this spot, jump on this, like y'all. That's how it is. So you got to think in New York back then, when all y'all hot comics are coming up at the same time, like that's what a night in a comedy club you see y'all just doing open mic nights. Just
we got them joints everywhere, and they so official. The rooms that we set up in New York is so official that it ain't just open mic. People paying to get in there. So you might have 2 official dudes that's kind of bona fide performing, and then the rest might be people who just came through to grab some minutes, try to get on stage and, you know, work their thing out or whatever. So you might be in there in the course of the night, see 6, 7 cats, 2 of them getting paid. You know what I mean? They booked 2, but they put all of these people, what we call guest spots up, so they can work their craft and try to get better with their thing as well. But it's like, for example, like, let's say this, I'm just hypothetically, say it's 12 clubs, comedy clubs in New York City.
Yeah.
3 of those 12 may have a set headliner where you can't just go in there and get on stage. Then the other 9, they're doing 2 to 3 shows a night, maybe 4. So they got different lineups all night long. And you may be, you know, especially if they know who you are. You know what I mean? Hey, man, you got any minutes? Oh, yeah, you want to go up? Okay, I'm going to throw you after so-and-so. I'm going to put you up with so-and-so. You know, works like that.
That's dope. It's like going to pick up a basketball game and you see Kobe out there and Jordan and all these people. Like coming up.
Oh, we got that too.
Nah, because like y'all had like Chappelle and you and like doing the Def Comedy Jam era and everyone's coming to New York at that time. And like everyone, all y'all blew up at the same time.
Yeah, it was a good time. That was a good crowd.
Yeah, that's fucking.
You know, that part of hip comedy was synonymous and neck with that era of hip hop too. You know what I mean? Because that's the one thing I do like. You got to give like Russell a lot of credit as far as the world seeing it. You give Russell credit because it was going on already, but for him to show it on HBO's Def Comedy Jam, he showed the connection. You know what I mean? Kid Capri's over there DJing. Yeah, he's bringing everybody out to a Def Jam beat, and the comic is coming out kind of moving or grooving to the beat for a second before they cut it and get into their thing. And it all seemed like one visual record or one visual album. You know what I mean? So it was dope. And it changed the game of comedy, period. So, like, right now, we're working on a documentary right now about that.
About Def Jam era. I can't wait.
So, do you prefer to, I know now you're headlining, but coming up in the game, did you prefer to follow somebody or go start the show off?
Well, coming up, you didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Coming up, there's a pecking order. You know what I mean? It's like my man, I got one comedian, he don't do comedy anymore, he do porn, right? So I said, when I found out he was in the porn business, I was like, yo, you fuck Janet Jackson, me, fuck Heather Hunter. He said, hey, you gotta get to that level. he said, yo, nigga, you think you just get in here and I was like, yeah, I don't know how it works. He said, nigga, work just like comedy. You open up, you feature.
He said you feature.
You gotta open up, feature. You get some miles under your belt. Then finally, they be like, boom. You get your break when you get that call and see you co-starring with Nina Hartley or Janet Jackson. You're like, oh, you know what I mean? Or Pinky, or somebody got some name. That's their way of saying you kind of come in. And same thing with us. It's like with us is when you get to a point where you're closing out shows.
Yeah.
That's the people trust and believe in you to be good enough to close. Nobody want to end their show a week. They're trying to end their show the strongest. Yeah. So when you find yourself closing it out and going last, you're playing that position. But that takes time and work to get, to that stature. You don't come in the game like that. So we lucky when we come in the game, bro. Shout out to JB Smooth who gave me my first microphone. 3 minutes. I had 3 minutes. And then I came back the next week, another 3 minutes. Then I couldn't get up, so that's how I went to Harlem and found Uptown. Then I had 5 minutes, and then I come back and do 5 minutes. Then 3 times, and their rule back then was you could rip it 3 times. With that 5 minutes, we'll call you a regular here. And I did the 3 times, so now a regular go up there, you get 8 to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So as you're going, you're growing. Next thing you know, you're opening up for somebody with 15, 20 minutes, or featuring 15, 20 minutes. Next thing you know, depending on where you're playing at a real comedy club, you open for Tommy Davidson, now you got 25, 30 minutes. Next thing you know, if you keep building, you get some TV credits and some rapport and some following and people know who you are. Now you are in the Tommy Davidson slot that you was opening up for. So it's a gradual thing, you know what I mean? It's like riding a bike. Eventually you take the training wheels off.
No, I get it, because we started off interviewing this dude at 7-Eleven. Then we started interviewing this other guy who had this beard oil and shit. Now look at us, we're talent. We're interviewing talent right now. It's a pecking order. We're getting there. That's what it is. I feel you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you say Heather Hunter?
Yeah, Heather Hunter was a classic.
Yeah,
you got because you know what? It's not like we don't watch new porn, but let's keep it real. Ain't no stars. We can it's back to the era. That was a ushering in era. Like You know how good you got to be for somebody to remember your name in porn?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's porn, nigga. It ain't Dancing with the Wolves. This is porn. So you watch Dancing with the Wolves, you're like, what's that guy's name? Kevin Costner. Nice. Good job. Excellent job, that guy. Nigga, it's porn, man. We not checking the credits at the end. I wonder who directed that. I love the overhead view.
Who wrote that storyline? That storyline.
Right. It's porn. It's like, so let's keep it 100. So back then, that era, first of all, you know, it was lesser of us in the game, like meaning sisters. So you're going to remember a Janet Jackson. This black girl came and she's in everything. And then what's the new girl? Now you got the new girl, Cakes. What's her name? Cakes. She's not new, but she got everything done. Something Cakes. But so she would be considered like the new era. But back then, Janet Jackson, I'm gonna tell you why I remember Heather Hunter. She's totally not my type, too skinny. But the only reason made me remember Heather Hunter, why that name stays right here. The X-rated video Tupac had for How Do You Want It?
She was in it?
Bro, you never seen the X-rated version of How Do You Want It?
I haven't.
Okay, young man. Make it your business. When we hang up, make it your business to find that video.
That nigga wrote it down.
It's How Do You Want It with Jodeci, Tupac, and they did an X-rated version of the video. So it was kind of underground, you know what I mean? It wasn't like the regular video is one thing, but when you see the X-rated version, that's the only reason I'm always gonna remember her because of that video. Classic.
I remember Heather Hunter because she used to get ran through pretty nicely. She used to take
but she was slim though, so like you get no points for that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like these dudes, the new thing is, you know, these dudes want to bang out these midgets. You're not getting no points.
So random question. Would you bang out a midget?
No, I don't think so. I'm still a little scared.
I don't know. It took you a little bit too long, man.
No, let me tell you, because I'm scared. I didn't know I was scared of midgets. I thought in my mind of mine before my encounter, I would have said, yeah, I'm scared. You know, I'll hit a midget. They got fat ass, whatever. So I'm in LA. Remember BET? Remember BET had that. The fuck is the name of the show? The Devil Joint. They had the show with the midget. The midget had the devil outfit on, but there was a girl always on this joint. I'm in LA in a comedy store. And I forget her name. Forgive me for forgetting her name because she's a comic. And she just came over and introduced herself, like see me in the back of the room. Oh, gee, what's up? Big fan and da-da-da. And you did this, you did that. I'm like, thanks. You know, and I'm able to be cordial because the conversation's cordial.
Yeah.
Then she shifted the shit on me. Like, yo, you get it. You know, and I just got real scared. What do you mean I could get it? I don't know. I felt like she was going to take me down at the knees and do what she want, you know, and have her way with me. I was really nervous a little bit. Like, I don't know what that's about. So I'm going to say, I don't know.
You let a midget punk you, bro?
It's not even punking, bro. Like, you get a little taken aback, bro. Like, you ain't never had a chick talk a little hard to you and make you second guess. You went in there hard, about to blow your back up. And then she started talking harder than you. And you be like, hold on 1 second. Yo, let me. you gonna be here later?
I need to regroup real quick.
Yeah, man, get out of here with that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not like I don't find them unattractive. I just find it like I'm still a little shook. You know what I mean?
I haven't met a midget with a flat ass yet, bro. I'm just saying.
What? I mean, how many midgets you meet?
Damn, good question.
he said like he meet a midget every week. I haven't met a midget. Every Tuesday he go to the midget chicken spot. I haven't seen a midget yet. I mean that. Hell, thank you. There you go. That was the name of the show. Hell Day.
Hell, yeah, someone said that. It's like Indians. You don't never really meet 3 Indians in a week. Indians.
3 Indians. Wait a minute.
Indian, a real Indian, like a whole tribe, like she was in college, like a real Indian.
Wait a minute, man. Cause y'all see, that's that Texas shit. You talk about that kind of Indian?
Fella, not that.
Fella, not that. That's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. Not the
Oh shit. Oh.
everybody your friend. Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend.
Everybody your motherfucking friend. Alright.
You don't want to get beat up around. Let that man make it. But no, you never. When was the last time I met an Indian? I met another one like 5 years later. When was the last time you met 3 Indians in a week or in a year?
Man.
You hear about them? They have a reservation. They chill to themselves. They ain't worried about us.
That is too funny, B. It's too
You have,
funny.
You've had sex before, of course. You have offspring, got kids. I was
Right.
watching one of your shows on YouTube, and you said you had a son in comedy. Is that did I understand that right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Talent Junior, a young talent we like to call him. That's my dude right there. He's 3 years in the game now, and when I tell you this dude is just like beast mode, like I'm just proud of him. Like I remember when he first came to me and talking about what he gonna do and all that. My thing was, because I take this crap so serious, I didn't take him serious. I said, I'm gonna give you a whole year. Because I'm gonna let you live in this for a year, because in a year you'll know if you really want to do this or not. I don't want you doing this. I don't ever want my kids thinking you gotta do anything because I did it. You know what I mean? I want them all to find their individuality. You know what I mean? I even take that model over to my canine kids and my dogs. I do the same thing. I don't want to train all y'all to be the same robotic dog. I want y'all, I want to see y'all personality. Who are y'all? You know what I mean? So my son, I told him that. I said, you do the first year, and I'm gonna watch you. I ain't nothing to say, no input. And if it's still what you want to do, then you got, his credit line is limitless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever you need from me, sky's the limit. But the boy, to be honest with you, he really, only thing he gonna need me for is introductions, man. Like his writing game, his mind game, his timing game, his stage presence, everything. He got it on lock.
Got it.
He got it on lock.
That
You know what I mean?
That first year when you said he was on stage doing this thing, or what you sat back and just watched. How hard was it to like not overstep your bounds to try to like, you know what I'm talking about? How hard was that?
It wasn't hard, because I know how hard this is to do it. So it ain't gonna be hard for me, because shit, to be honest with you, it's 50-50 for anybody to start in this thing, bro. This ain't no, I know like people like myself and guys like Tony Woods and Chappelle, a bunch of cats make it look easy. Like one thing about Kevin Hart is, say what you want about Kevin Hart, but when I look at Kevin Hart, I don't get the impression that it comes easy. I get the impression that you're a likable guy. You got some fun stuff you're talking about. You funny dude, cool. But then there's these guys we watch that give you the impression that it's easier than it is. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm very organic and natural. So if you listen to me talk for a while, other than the fact that you busting the gut and laughing, you don't get the impression that I'm trying, because I'm not. I'm being organic. But these people that do, I know how hard it is. So I don't never sneeze at or laugh at the cat who has it harder than me or easier than me, or had to read a book on comedy or have 50-50 nights or one-liner. I don't judge none of that by that. You know what I mean? I judge it by I know how hard it is. So with him, it was like, either way, I'm going to love you the same. You know what I mean? You still my son. You still dope to me either way. But the fact that he's on that side of the 50 percentile, that you dope and can do this for life, for real, it's amazing.
See,
it's amazing.
You better than me, bro. My daughter, I have a 11 and a 12-year-old, and they just started basketball, right? So they're playing.
Right.
They're playing, for the city leagues. I can't shut the fuck up watching these games.
Oh, I hate that shit, man.
I can't shut the fuck up watching practices. Set that screen. Get the rebound. Go be a great. Like I just and like it's crazy because get that elbow in. Get that release. I'm making them more nervous.
Oh yeah, I stopped going to the games.
I know I'm making them more nervous. I know I'm over here just doing the most as a parent, but I can't shut the fuck up. And I know I need to.
Bro, I coached for 15 years, man. That's the worst shit. I like, bro, it's free. You come do the shit, man. Like, they looking at you and not the game and not the coach. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, please. Hey, man, hey, we volunteer, man. You know what I'm saying? We do this shit. We practice Tuesday, Thursday. You drop your child off and leave out. You ever play with your kid? We don't go outside. We don't do nothing. So you want this motherfucker to be LeBron out here? I'm like,
yes.
Shut your ass. Steal the ball. Hey, man, they 5 years old, man. They can't steal, man. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Quit telling him to steal. He steal the ball. The ref blow wants to get the ball back to the other team. Steal it.
Yeah,
sir.
So you just can't steal.
You can't steal. I understand basketball. If they can steal, I will teach a child to steal. He can't steal right now. Can you please stop coming to the game, dog? Watch it online, dog. I'm like,
you better than me.
Y'all the worst, man. Them parents from the stands are the worst, man.
I'd be like,
oh, no doubt. I used to go to my son. Talent played football and basketball when he was in high school, and I made the mistake of going to a football game. I said, yo, grand opening, grand closing. I was like, yo, y'all crazy. Like, I'm talking, you outside and the mother running down the side of that gate screaming at me, Jamal, run, Jamal. I'm like, yo, this is and threatening the refs. Like, I really feared for this ref's life one time. I said, I can't come back here. I said, all my luck is going to pop off, and only name they're going to remember is Talent was here. I've been there. I'm not doing that shit. So I was like, I'll go to basketball game, same thing, man. I seen a ref get by the door, put his jacket on, 2 seconds on the clock, free throws, and they got 1 foot. And they got 1 foot out the door already.
Hey, I'm that parent.
Do you ask why they don't play?
Huh?
I hate that shit too. Hey, coach, why my son didn't play? I can't be like your son ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
I was that parent.
Why my girls don't play?
Hold on, time out. Let me explain this. So I was like, all right, world, listen, world, don't judge me, okay? So
y'all gotta cut that shit out, world.
My daughter wasn't playing. I was like pissed off because like I know how she plays at the house when we practice. So I went to the next game, and I'm like, baby, that's why you ain't playing. Like, so,
you said that shit?
Oh yeah, I let her have it.
Yo, he's terrible, yo.
I was like, look at the effort you give. If you're not fucking hustling, like, that's why you're not playing it. So, like, I got on her ass, bro. I'm not the parent that thinks my daughter's the greatest. If she mess up, I'm going to get into her ass, too. But the next game after I got into her, she had the greatest game she had all year.
5 fouls.
Nah, she was scoring.
Yo, you stupid.
2 texts.
but I'm that parent, though. Like, I'm be honest with my kid, though. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 girls. And the thing is like, so we have another a host for the show, Tina, and I try to learn shit from everybody, right? This nigga taught me let people have opinions. Oh man, hey, let him say something that you don't agree with, and you tell him his opinion is wrong. Oh man, he gonna
say, let's get ready for Rumble.
He taking off his press on nails.
It's called an opinion, motherfucker. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Like, hey, it's time to go. It's go time.
I agree with that, though. I agree with that because, like, that's one of my pet peeves. Like, when the word came out, like, hating and slang, niggas was using it all wrong. Any type of opinion you got, oh, he hating. I'm not hating. I just don't like collard greens. They might be delicious to you, but I don't eat them. I'm not eating on collard greens. This is just my flavor and my opinion of the thing, man. Listen, I gotta get going.
All right.
But I know we're in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
So we got to talk about that. We got to beat it up and send a shout out to Bernita Ward's on that show. I know we're doing 2. I know we got an 8 and a 10 at what's this, Upstage?
I got you.
Yeah, we got this joint.
Who's Talent, Bonita Ward, Upstage Comedy Lounge, 4441 Walton Road. It's an 8 p.m. show, 10 p.m. show. Get your tickets at certifiedfunnycomedy.com. And shouts out to man B Smooth and Sharifa for setting this up for us, man. Appreciate you coming on.
There's also a number you can text for the tickets.
Yeah, you can text for tickets also 210-848-9096. We'll put all that in the comments though.
210-848-9096.
Text and get your tickets.
Save that number for any comedy shows, because again, that's it's the first black comedy club out here in.
They said it's one out of 10 in the nation, man. We got one. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. But and we got to top it up again, man. I like y'all.
All right, that'll work.
No, I like
it's good. It's a good vibe, man. It's a good vibe. I like the conversation. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I appreciate it. And before we leave you, Kay, when you answer the phone,
I'm still in there. Hey, I don't take a lot of niggas swag and shit. That shit, I'm standing there.
Hold on.
When I call a motherfucker and they say hello, I'm like, yeah, KK.
So, Warren, check this out. So we call talent just to get everything together before the show, right? So I sent him my number on IG. I said, hey, call me. So they called me, right? I said, I called him back. That's why I called him back. He said, what did he say?
No, you said hello. He was like, yeah, talent. Okay. Talk your shit. Talk your shit, man. That's how every call get answered when I call somebody. Hey, what's up, KK?
Yeah, he said, what's up? Hey, you got me. Hey, this is
I'm going to do this shit to my mom and see what she said. Boy.
Hey, hello, talent.
So quick question. Your merch, you bringing it or you get it online?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to bring some merch with me. You know, what's the weather like out there? Because I see y'all got the hoodies on.
In the morning,
it's 30.
In the morning is fall. Around the noontime is spring.
Summertime.
Summertime right before dinner. And the nighttime is winter.
I bullshit you now. It was 80 degrees last night. We woke up with 30.
No joke. Really? Yeah. So I might bring a few hoodies then.
Yeah, bring
a hoodie and some shorts, some jean shorts with some long socks. So when it gets cold, you can just pull them hoes up.
Appreciate you, my dude, man.
Salute, baby. Man, what size shirt you wear before you get off?
Oh, give me a 3X.
3X. All right, we got you, bro. Thanks for everything. Everybody, make sure you go and join in. One more time, real quick. One more time.
Upstage Comedy Lounge, 4441 Walsman Road, Saturday, February 26th, 8 p.m. show, 10 p.m. show. Mr. Talent and Miss Benita Ward. She a damn fool, too.
There y'all go, man. Share this video.
Tag somebody,
follow everybody.
Come see us at the show, man.
We'll be there. Once again, Talent, we appreciate your time. We getting up on the pecking order. We're at Heather Hunter right now. We know we're going to be at next week.
Find that video. Thank me later. Hey, you're going to thank me next week.
All right, be good, man.
All
right, y'all, man. Thank y'all very much for tuning in to, I guess, another interview, man. That was Talent. Knocking them out. That was Talent. This is Socially Responsible. Make sure y'all follow us, everyone on this page, Socially Responsible Podcast. That's IRSPNSBL. Follow us, support us. We out here trying to make it happen. And just share this shit. You know, share and fuck with us. We appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for getting on here. We out. I don't know how to turn this shit off. I told y'all I can't do this IG shit. I guess just press this X.